Hi there, welcome to the last of my favorite albums of the 90s. I got, I guess, 7. Yep, 7 records that I want to show you guys, and then after this I will be entering the 80s. So, I'm really excited about that. First, the last records of the 90s. Starting off with Spiderland by Slind. An album that, when I first bought it, it was being hailed as the quintessential post-rock album that influenced a lot of bands later in the 90s. And I just didn't hear it. I thought it was good, but I just didn't hear it. Then a couple of years back I saw them perform live, and I was like, yeah, I get it now. This is really good post-rock sounding music. Great band. Musically they're just awesome. It's the picture on the front is taken by Will Oldham, who you might know as Bonnie Prince Billy or Vinnie from, I don't know. Anyway, Will Oldham, he made this picture. It's just a great record. Must have if you collect post-rock albums. Something totally different, and that's Biz. This is the new Transistor Heroes. Biz are a band from Scotland. They no longer exist. You might know them from the theme they did for the Powerpuff Girls. They did that. And this is just uplifting, happy, slightly electronic indie pop that just makes you feel good. It's just a lot of fun. It's musically good, and I don't know how old these guys were. Young, I guess, because you can hear the youth in this music. You can hear how young they are, and I like it. It's got enough energy, enough spark and joy to enjoy it. They did a lot of really good albums, but this is the only one I have on vinyl. It might be their best. Then some dance music, yes. I don't have a lot of dance music, but I do have this. This is a band from Iceland called Gus Gus. The album is called Polydistortion, and it's released on 4AD. It's a 2-album set. And this track on here, it's not this track, but the track that's going to be played after this. It's called Believe, and that still is an amazing, trippy kind of song. It's not like dance music that you, if you hear it, it's not your typical, in the club kind of dance music. It's more slower, it's more moody. I won't say it's typically Icelandic, but a lot of bands from Iceland, they tend to be just doing what the hell they please and, creating their own sound. Jörg, for example, Sigur Rós, Moon, all different. Not a band sounds alike. That's really good from the Icelandic music scene. So this is a really great album. Like I said, it's a 2-disc set. And 4AD, it's an amazing label. Style-wise, the sleeves are awesome. The inner sleeves are equally as beautiful. It's just, great album, great design. Just look at this back. And if you're into more danceable stuff or electronic stuff, check this out. This is pretty damn good. Then my favorite record of Mudhoney. This This is Super Fuzz Big Muff, sorry. This is the original release on Sub Pop. It doesn't have the bonus tracks that the reissue has. This just rocks. This is just so good. You know, the album sleeve already shows how powerful this record is. You know, it's dirty. It's filthy. It's just in your face. Nirvana, I think they already had released something around this time. No, they hadn't. But yeah, this was before Nirvana released Bleach. This was the band on Sub Pop, and they still are an awesome band. Then we got Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream. I think this is still their masterpiece. It's more like a mainstream album now, I guess. But at the time when this came out, they weren't that big. They became really big with Today, that song. I think that blew up. But the album they did after this, that made them huge stars. But this was just a solid album from start to finish. Great songwriting by Billy Corgan. Great sound he had at the time. The production by Butch Vig is really good, and Butch Vig later became the drummer of Garbage. You know, it's a shame that he didn't do much more than this. I mean, he did Nirvana's Nevermind album. I think he also did L7. But in the grunge scene, he did a couple of albums and then started his own band. Good album. Yeah, it's their best. Another really good grunge band, Afghan Wigs. This is Congregation. It's got the awesome track Turn on the Water. Greg Dooley, the vocalist of this band, now has a band called the Twilight Singers, which is really good as well. That's him. Great, more soulful kind of rock, grunge. I don't know how to describe this. It's a really awesome band. If you've never heard of them, you know, check it out. If you like grunge music, this is a band you must hear. I don't know if this is their best. They did an album called Gentleman, which apparently is even better, but I don't have that. Not on CD, not on vinyl. But good album, great stuff. You should get it. And the last one, I'm pretty sure Earl of Suave will be happy I showed this, because he might know this guy. Yep. This, my friends, is The Headcoats. The album title, I have to read this. Heavens to Murgatroyd even. It's The Headcoats already. And The Headcoats, if you don't know The Headcoats, it's the band of this guy. This is Billy Childish. He's a UK musician who played in a lot of bands that sound like garage bands. So this sounds like a 60s garage or garage band. Awesome. This is just truly awesome. The release I have is on Sub Pop Germany. I don't know if this was an original release on Sub Pop in America as well. But just an amazing record. Man Trap is the first track that just stands out. There's a couple of tracks that are done by a band called The Headcoats, which are the female version of the Headcoats. Just amazing. Now, if you like your alternative rock to sound like a 60s garage band, this is it. This is just it. Billy Childish has also proclaimed that he, at the time when the White Stripes came out, that he hated the White Stripes. I don't know how far that is. I can see that Jack White loves this stuff. I'm sure he does. It's just, he's a really odd character. It's just a great album. So that's the last album of the 90s I'm showing you. I hope you enjoyed this series of favorites that I did. I'll be doing the 80s. Probably next week I'll start that. So take care. Peace.